Right, Dilek, let's start off. If you could please introduce yourself and a brief intro to the history of Nokta for our readers in the magazine, that'd be great.
Sure. My name is Dilek Gonulay, and I'm the VP of Sales and Marketing Global at Nokta Detectors, and I've been with the company for 14 years right now. And Nokta's history, yeah, they've got they've got a very interesting history, actually. They started in this industry years ago, in 2003. Back then, there were actually two manufacturers in Turkey, metal detector manufacturers, Nokta and Makro, and they were actually owned by two brothers who were literally competing with each other. I'm just going to fast forward. Years passed, and Nokta actually bought out Makro, and we became Nokta Makro. And this was back in, I believe, end of like 2014 or something. And then for a few years, actually for many years, we developed and manufactured detectors under Nokta Makro brand. And the reason for that is, like in different regions, the customers, like some customers were more familiar with Nokta, and in the other regions, some customers were more familiar with Makro. So when we put those Nokta Makro together, we didn't want to lose like those customer bases. That's why we put the both brands together as Nokta Makro. And with the release of our Simplex, we had many detectors before the Simplex too, but we were not as big back then. So with the release of our Nokta Makro Simplex detector, we actually became one of the most known metal detector manufacturers in this world by setting a new bar in this industry, in terms of price performance. And then with the release of, say that again?
Sorry, that leads me on to my next question, if you don't mind me asking, where you are today. It seems over the years, Nokta has become very, very established and a trusted brand within an ever-increasing competitive market. Apart from the machines, the customer service, and especially software updates, which we'll get onto, what has happened internally for Nokta to get to this point? Because obviously you've grown tremendously. Yes. Have you had to take on more staff, more equipment? How's that fared?
Everything that you say. More engineers. Right. We have a lot of engineers in the company, and actually we want to hire more. It's just now in this building, we have no space left whatsoever. So we've been investing in the staff. We've been investing in equipment. We've been investing actually in a whole new building, which we're going to be moving into hopefully by the end of next month. And it's such a gorgeous, huge building. Like really different than where we are right now. And actually, once we move there, we're going to be inviting all our like distributors and some other people. You're more than welcome to visit too. That would make me very happy.
I'd love to.
To our new building to show people how we're actually investing back in the business. Because some distributors have been to this place and saw this place and whatever, but especially people who've been to our current location. So yeah, it includes everything you just mentioned, Adrian. But of course, the biggest part I would say is the products, the price performance value that Nokta has actually brought into this industry. And yes, our customer service and how we value our customers above everything else.
Yeah, the one thing you've been marketing with recently is the machines that offer more for less, especially with the Legend. Now, I've always had this question. I've got the Legend and I enjoy using it very much, and I've just done the version 11 update. And when this goes out with the magazine, it will probably be version 13. The thing I'm interested in, if Nokta offer a machine that's the same price point as its competitors, which is as good, if not better, potentially in your eyes, What could we expect in the future if you offered a machine at the same price as your competitors? How much better, if it's already on a par, or is the legend as far as it's going to go, or are you planning on something?
Well, let me start from the end. Is the legend gonna go like further? At this point, I think I'm gonna take a pause, because now with everything, with all the updates and the new features and the new settings that we gave to the legend, I can, like, I'm very confident in saying this. It is already at par with the detectors, that are selling for double the price. And I even challenged, all the users out there who claim that they're getting a lot more with these expensive detectors to come and join us on a live dig anywhere in the world. And no YouTube videos or any of that, no comparisons, no test beds. We don't believe in that. On a live dig, come with your expensive detector, you with your expensive detector, we, our field team, with the legend, and let's check 100 signals. And is almost non-existent. So we are already at par in terms of performance, detection performance. Now, if we were to release a product at that price point, well, we would have to give a lot more, but for Nokta, it's not about what we're given. It's really about our costs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're not after, so if we put this feature, this may be worth another $300 for the customer. That's not how we operate. We're really trying to give the maximum possible to the end user, because I always say this, and some people make these comments, saying, "Oh, you're a business. Of course, you're in you're in it for the profit." Of course, we have to have profits. How can we operate without having profits? And how can we operate without the profits? We cannot invest more. Of course, we need the profit, but our goal, first goal, is not profit maximization. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. It is to grow this hobby, to grow this industry, and to be able to give the best products at the best prices, the best value to the customer. That's our priority as a business. If we were to release a product at that price point, I don't know. We would have to do something that would push our cost up a lot,
But it'd be interesting. I look forward to the day you do have a feature that no one else has, and it is the same price. It may never happen, but it's always makes me wonder.
To be honest with you, for a VLF detector, that price point for us is too high. Whatever you do to it, unless the detector, the detector is really, finding the target and digging it for you, and taking the target out.
Well, that's what I was hoping you were going to say. The Nokta automated digger.
But this doesn't mean that we're not gonna come out with any detector at that price point. Just to give you an example, we're working on a pulse induction machine, and overall, the pulse induction machine is a more costly project. So we can never sell a pulse induction machine at a VLF price point, for example. You know what I mean? And then in the VLF, if we come out with a higher-end unit, it may be a lot more expensive than my Legend today, but we would still be given the best value to the customer, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Good. On the point of value, we're all aware of the war in Ukraine and sadly the earthquake you had in Turkey, and in the UK we've got Brexit, we've had COVID. Has this affected Nokta at all in any supply chain issues or any production issues since then? And do you see it as a problem going forward, or do you manage a lot in-house?
Thank God, I think we're one of those lucky manufacturers in this industry, because I know for a fact that others have experienced, many issues. They still are today. They had to stop the production of certain units for a long time, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I'm in this industry and I talk to a lot of people, so I know what's going on. But thank God, Adrian, to be honest with you, our production never stopped.
Really?
The other reason is we never stopped working as a manufacturer. Like, for example, in other countries, let's say in the US, I know that most of the production workers didn't work because of the COVID. We never stopped, period. So we only sent a small portion of the blue collar workers home, for a short period of time, maybe a month. But we kept on, I came to this office every single day. So did everybody else. So we never, So we never stopped. We never stopped working because we're a manufacturer, and because we had we export a lot of products. We actually had some companies, not only us, but especially manufacturing and exporting companies, had an exemption from the government. So we could even work during the lockdowns. You know what I mean? So not everything would come to a stop, and with the components and all that, I mean, I cannot thank enough my purchasing team with their vision, with their actions. They took control over everything, and we could get every component we needed, and we never had a component issue. The only thing we experienced was the logistics part, which has nothing to do with us. So sometimes, yes, we did have delays with shipments and whatever, but we never stopped, Adrian, never. And even today, we have all the stock we need. That's another thing. We stock a lot, so we were prepared for this, and we saw it coming. We saw that it was not going to be a short-term thing. And so we've been covered, thank God.
That's good. That's good to hear. And I must admit, there was a slight delay with the Legend, wasn't there? But that was probably your fault for telling people it was ready too early.
That was a whole different thing.
Next question I've got.
Did I miss a question? Did I miss a question about the Legend?
No, it's just no. The next question I've got is in regards to the Legend as well, and the Simplex to a certain point. Nokta have been renowned, phenomenally renowned, in producing a lot of features in their machines which other brands and manufacturers don't offer. Leading on from these software updates and features you've got on your machines, is there anything in the future you think you might be looking at, like a potential app for the phone or some different type of Wi-Fi compatibility like Mac tracking or something like that? Is that something you've looked at or maybe looking at in the future?
I mean, definitely. We're looking at everything you just mentioned and more, Definitely. It's all written on a whiteboard in the, upper management, like meeting room. So we're looking at all that. But, at this point, we have projects we're working on that we need to finish. And we're going to be working on like really different things or unique things that we can do with metal detectors. Definitely. So the answer is yes, but I cannot really share a lot of details on that because it's all at the concept stage or early development stage. So
Brilliant. No, that's interesting to hear. So if you've got a Nokta machine, there's going to be potentially even more things coming in the future. But the software updates, I know I keep going on about them, but they're crazy. I think when I first got the Legend, it was okay, and then it got better and better and better. And now it's a very competitive machine, not just in the the other frequencies, the multi-simultaneous, or we've forgotten the name, but the in the single frequency, I took it out last weekend in 10 hertz and pulled up a 1561 Elizabeth hammered about 9 inches down on its side, and I was quite impressed. And there was another machine there that didn't pick it up, which was more expensive. I won't say the brand, but you're right, out in the field. But the software has brought some great little features to that machine.
Oh yeah, it did. And Adrian, I'll be very honest with you. We could have released the Legend as it is today. We could have done that. I mean, obviously, if we can do this today, you know, what changed in a few months, so to say? I mean, it's the same engineers, the same team, whatever. But our initial thought, and maybe we were wrong, our initial thought, for example, just to give you an example, the iron filter feature. Our initial thought was not to give a lot of things to the end users, because not everybody is really experienced enough to understand what these settings are and what they do, and what actually, by setting it wrong, I mean, you can actually miss things, and then it becomes more complicated to use, whatever. So I'll be very honest with you, we could have released it as it is today, but it was really kind of our maybe choice not to. But now, actually, I realized that the more we added, the more features we added, the more, I mean, the sales, you know, I mean, the sales have been good, but now they're great, you know, and people seem to love these new features, except for certain people. But see, Adrian, it's so hard to keep everybody happy. You don't give an update, people are upset.
No, of course.
You give update, people are upset.
No, I haven't. Yeah, you can't keep everyone happy. With launching of the Legend, out of all the models you've helped everyone at Nokta promote over the years and launch, which was the hardest one behind the scenes in getting launched due to a supply chain issue or a technical issue or something else? Out of all the machines, going back 5, 6, 7 years?
Well, none of this was, I mean, the hardest one that got me very tired, to be honest with you, was the Legend. And it had nothing to do with technical issues or, you know, any, supply chain issues. Because like I said, we really didn't have any major supply chain issues or technical issues for any product. Well, actually, for Simplex, we did have a technical issue. Yes, with the coils, but that was only the first shipment to the UK. Actually, that was tough because we had to stop production, and I made an announcement, you know, on all the groups everywhere to the distributors saying that we're stopping production. But thank God, you know, we recovered pretty quickly. But stress-wise, I think it's been the Legend for the whole team, not only myself, for the engineers too. Because first of all, we went out there and said, we're going to start shipping in December. And then, you know, with a few videos here and there, it became a whole, oh, you don't have the iron filter on it, or you blah, blah, blah. And then it became bigger and bigger, more requests, more wishes, more things. And we couldn't start shipping till, I think was like March, I believe, sometime in March.
End of February, March. March,
end of February, March, you know, even April, we were still doing some initial shipments. So I think Legend has been the most difficult one. And that's why I stopped giving dates at Adrian, to be honest with you. Now, when they ask me when are you shipping, I'm like, no answer. When it's ready.
Brilliant. Thanks for that. So next question I've got. With the Nokta based in Turkey, which has a rich history and so many stories about mistress treasures that are handed down from generations, I understand it's illegal to metal detect without a permit in Turkey. Do your field testers?
No, actually, it's not illegal to metal detect because there is really no law saying that it's illegal to metal detect. The law is very gray. In Turkey, we don't have a good law like you guys do in the UK about metal detecting. All it says is all it says is that you cannot excavate without a permit.
Right.
So
Turkey,
we have
you
a
said,
huge
yeah.
history. So when they see you detecting on land, I mean, they may approach you and ask you questions, or sometimes take your detector away. So we don't really have a definite law. But then again, people go out there, metal detect, and my team, I mean, they know our company. So in all these places where they're doing testing, we have no problem. You know, everybody knows who they are, who we are, and that we're a manufacturer. So we don't have any issues. And for the general public, it really depends. I mean, if you're lucky, you know, nobody's gonna say anything or approach you. But you know, if the you know, like, not security, but whatever you want to call it, if they see metal detecting on land, it may be a problem. But other than that, yeah, unless, but if you think you found the treasure and you want to excavate, you cannot do that. That's like that you have to inform the authorities. They have to come there and do it together.
So do your field testers have a specific land area in Turkey, or do they just go to different sites and hope they can dig?
No, they go to different sites. They go to any site they want. They travel to other cities sometimes, you know, where there are like tougher beaches, and, you know, so yeah. I mean, like I said, we're also a company that's authorized by the government of Turkey, the Ministry of Technology and Industry, as a research and development center. So we have all the
Hence
so we have
the
all
name.
we have all the permits.
Brilliant. Coming out of Turkey, with Nokta, your job entails you travel all over the world, and you've been in America, Germany, everywhere. What is the furthest country or the most remote country you visited to meet a distributor that we wouldn't expect?
That you wouldn't expect?
Yeah.
I mean, Brazil. I don't know if you would expect it or not, but Brazil, we actually established a company in Brazil. We have our own office now, and our employees there in Brazil. So I could say that's the furthest. I've never been to Australia yet, so that's going to be the furthest, hopefully next year.
Right. Wow. Crikey, that'll be interesting. No, thanks for that. I did wonder, because I know you travel a lot of countries. Next question is, as the average hobbyist metal detectors, we all hear about the Legend, the Amphibio, and the First Swing, which you've got now. However, serious high-end machines like the Geo Hunter 3D are very impressive pieces of kit. You can detect caves, tunnels, and even graves if you wanted to. Does the same team who developed the Legend and the Simplex and the First Swing develop these other powerful machines?
No,
they don't.
They're different teams. First of all, the Geo Hunter is years old.
Still going,
yeah, it's still going. Well, we have the Inmenio, similar to the Geo Hunter, which is, you know, like newer, you know. So the team that developed the Inmenio is different. The team that developed the Geo Hunter is different. The team that developed the Simplex and the Legend, they're also different.
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. I did wonder. Thanks for that. Now, you've got, apart from the team in Turkey, you've got the nomads who are all over the country with their Nokta machines. Can you explain to people who haven't heard about them what they do and how they help Nokta?
Sure. I mean, of course, being a global manufacturer is not easy. And, you know, you export to all these countries, yet, you know, your like main location is in Turkey, and you need to, you know, attend events and travel. And you can, no matter how many people I hire, it's never going to be enough, you know, because sometimes there is a hunt rally going on in Mexico. Sometimes there is one, you know, there are many in the US, so you cannot hire like 20 people just to travel. So, and you cannot have enough people also to be active on social media in all these different groups and forums and all that. So when I first, I was thinking to myself, what should I do? And I'm like, okay, maybe I should have a team of people, you know, from different countries. Who's going to help us out, you know, to answer questions, to help people out, and sometimes to even attend events in case, you know, we cannot go. And that's how I established the Nomads. And the name actually comes from, we're not Nokta Macro anymore, but Nokta, so no, macro, MA, detectorists, Nokta Macro Detectors, Nomads. So I took the first two initials of the Nokta Macro and called it Nomads, Nokta Macro Detectors. And they're very helpful, let me tell you. And I'm so glad I did this. And I'm actually planning to expand the team because I need other Nomads in different countries. But they've been very helpful, especially if I really want to, you know, I really want Nokta to be represented at an event and we cannot travel because we're traveling somewhere else or it's a holiday, whatever the reason is. These people attend on behalf of Nokta and represent the brand and help people out.
Yeah, I see. Adam was at Spring Detectable the other week. I saw he was on there putting things. Lovely man. Talking of detecting again, now I have to ask this question. Do you and have you had any time metal detecting that you, the ones you work on and develop? Is it something, I mean, it might be, it's like me working in McDonald's and hating McDonald's burgers because I see them all day. But do you actually get a chance to go out in any of your spare time with a machine?
Okay, so I wouldn't call myself a detectorist at all. And there are many reasons for that. Have I detected? Yeah, of course. But it's the, you know, maybe when I travel or when I'm on vacation. Like, for example, I mean, when I go on vacation myself, I always take the plus side with me, always. You know what I mean? Or when I'm traveling, I do take a metal detector with me, but I wouldn't call myself a metal detectorist because I don't do it on a regular basis, okay? And actually, it is impossible for me to do that. Number one, where we are, think of this as New York City downtown. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just buildings and you know whatever. So for somebody to metal detect, you kind of have to get out of the city. And let me tell you this: like last night when I got home, it was like 11 p.m.
What time did you start in the day?
The office before 9, and then it was like 11 p.m. when I got home. I'm a workaholic, Adrian. That's what I am.
I think if I have to be careful because my job I do enjoy in the day, because obviously I write for Treasure Hunting magazine, but I have a full-time job. But if I worked in metal detecting, I would work all day long, as long as I could detect at the weekends or in the week. But yeah, you're different. You're dealing with the finances, the staff, all the boring things.
But I like it. You know, I mean, I actually love it because to me, it's like Nokta, and I always say this, but Nokta is not my job. It's my child. You know what I mean? Like when I took Nokta in my hands, it was a baby. Now seeing it to be a grown-up, so to say, you know, where people like know the brand and you know, respect the company or the brand, whatever. To me, it's like you know how you would be proud of your child, you know, as they grow up and accomplish things. That's how I feel with Nokta. So nothing is boring at this place for me.
That's good to hear. One last question. Will you be attending any rallies in the UK this year, like Detectable or Rodney Cook?
Yes, actually, I will be attending Detectable. Then I'm planning to attend Rodney Cook as well. But I need to check the dates again because we have many other things going on during the same month. but I'll definitely come to Detectable. And my team actually was recently at Spring Detectable to my salespeople. But myself definitely Detectable, and probably the Rodney Cook too. I'll see.
Good. And we know the new Simplex range is soon to be launched, as well as the new shafts and arm cup and legend, etc.
Yeah.
Could we possibly see the pinpointer this year?
Probably.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
I can even like show you what it looks like if you want.
Yes, please. Ooh, have you got it there?
I'm walking now. I'm just gonna grab it from these.
Look at this, a virtual tour of Nokta offices.
Can I just borrow that? Yeah, please. Lütfen. I'm talking English.
Just
It's hard. Yok, tamam. Now, ready? Oh my God, others are going to be so jealous because I just thought of this because I never.
Wow.
Can you see it?
LCD display.
Yes. This is a prototype and it turns itself off after a while if you don't do anything. But even the screen is not the final screen because we changed those colors. So this is just a prototype. We were playing around with the, color of the icons and, so it's just an early prototype. And
the screen is actually color.
LCD screen.
The screen is actually color.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Acupoint. It's hard to see because it's not a sticker. The Acupoint, that's the name of the pinpointer. It's in the molding, but you can see it when you hold it in your hand. And actually this part, do you see this little part here?
Yeah, yes.
So that little part, the tip, is going to be removable. So when it wears out, you're going to be able to replace it.
Ah, wow.
Yes. And
that's good.
And we're going to be we're probably going to be including a spare one in the package as well for the customers.
Great little feature.
So,
I like that.
And this is going to be Bluetooth. So it's going to pair with your Legend headphones. Yes. And as well as the new generation Simplex because they're using the same headphones. And what else? I think we're going to have discrimination on it. Yeah, many features.
Brilliant. Thanks for sharing that, Dilek. That is lovely to hear. I think people will be over the moon seeing that.
Yeah. So it's in testing right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure customers will see it this year unless something goes really wrong during the testing stage. But like I said, I'm done with giving dates. But yeah, we're close. I believe we're close.
Brilliant. Excellent. Will it be yellow?
I think so. You don't like it?
I say it's a very good color having yellow because if you leave it in the field, you can see it.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you didn't like it, but if you like it, that's fine. Yeah, this is the color we want to go with. It's very close to. It's similar to the Pulse dye, and people seem to like the color of the Pulse dye. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go with. I mean, it's not finalized. We can always change the color, but so far everybody seems to like the yellow.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because if you do accidentally leave your pinpointer in the field, you can see it easily to pick it up.
Yes.
Well, Dilek, thank you ever so much for your time today, and especially sharing a few things with us. I can say thank you very much. And for those in the magazine who'd like to head over to your website to look at all your lovely new machines, NoktaDetectors.com, head over there.
Yeah, thank you so much. I thank you so much for, having me for the interview,
No, that's
which gives a chance to talk about the company and the products and who we are. So thank you so much for that. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows who we are right now, but just in case. So thank you. I appreciate that. And hope to see you at Detectors.